Human behavior impacts workforce risk. All it takes is one tired person or one stressed out person to feel the wrong sense of urgency with the wrong kind of social engineering. I'm Cyrus Tibbs. I am the Chief Information Security Officer at Pennymac. I think social engineering is going to change in a significant way with the advent of AI and the amount of money in it. Our adversaries are getting more and more sophisticated, and they realize that it's a lot easier to trick someone into letting them log in as opposed to trying to hack in. So being able to provide more effective training for those users as those threats are evolving is really important for us, because we can't rely on annually refreshing people on all the different types of social engineering that are going on. We want to be able to sensitize people to, as these risks are changing, we want to be able to give them really effective, easy to digest messaging. I think it's been much more effective to use a platform like Fable to use AI to counteract the new threats that it's presenting to our organization. What I was looking for in a modern solution was something that would help me understand the different risks of the people in my organization, and then provide that kind of customized messaging to that person's role, and then measure the effectiveness of that change when it happened. I think it's been much more effective to use a platform like Fable to take a more, social media AI marketing approach to hitting people with direct messages at the right time that are relevant to their role and drive an action that you can measure. The automation around behavior cohorts, where we take the metadata around all of our workforce and we ingest it into Fable so that we can create these cohorts. So we know that, these people are money handlers, these people are privileged infrastructure users, these are developers, these are people that interact with the public a lot. And so all of those job roles have different risks associated with them. So taking out that guesswork around who should receive what training has really improved our ability to be much more surgical for how we target people with messaging and behavior change. So if we see people doing certain behaviors that we want to correct when they happen, that's when we want to send them that quick video, right in their chat box that says, hey, can you watch this 30-second video? We've done A/B tests with Fable where one group gets the email with the instructions and one group gets an AI generated avatar who just talks to them for a minute about doing it. And we've seen huge differences in responses. In the Mac world, people need to actually, physically click on something to patch that system. And some people were just pushing that off. So we created a Fable video and we sent that video to those users. Fable actually also tied into our vulnerability management system, so that when we saw the patch occur, we could see when someone received the video to when the patch happened. And so we watched the engagement with the Fable videos go up, and then our vulnerabilities go down on our Macs. And I think that's really an example of how we see the platform, is how do we make sure that whatever organizational change we're trying to drive, that it also ingests the metric that measures that, so we can always measure the effectiveness of these campaigns. Fable has become sort of that communication partner for the whole team. Everybody has become sort of, almost taking it for granted now that when we need to communicate a message out to the organization, that Fable really has that way of engaging in a simple way. It's low overhead for us to do, and it allows us to customize that campaign in a way where we're not constantly, having half staff chase people. Fable is doing that for us. The management team is able to work with Fable effectively to do what would probably take, 3 or 4 people. Almost any time we're trying to communicate to any cohort of people in our organization, it's become our default to say, let's just create a Fable video. As I walk through the hallways of our company, people tell me all the time that how much they love those videos.